Hello, this is Ellie from the Math Center, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do partial fraction decomposition. We're going to start with an example of x plus 4 over x squared minus 9 times x plus 3. So one thing that we notice immediately is that we can factor this x squared minus 9 term. And we get x plus 4 over x plus 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 3. This is then equal to x plus 4 over x minus 3 times x plus 3 squared. So the way that we can break this up using partial fraction decomposition is we can set this equal to a over our first term, which is x minus 3, plus b times our second term, which is x plus 3, plus c over x plus 3 squared. Now, we're going to be using this section right over here. So if we bring it down here, we can get x plus 4 over x minus 3 times x plus 3 quantity squared is equal to a over x minus 3 plus b over x plus 3 plus c over x plus 3 squared. In order to get rid of this denominator, we can take the entire denominator and multiply both sides by it. So in the end, we would get x plus 4 is equal to a times, now this x minus 3 in the numerator will cancel out with the 1 in the denominator, and we'll get x plus 3 quantity squared plus b times one of these x plus 3's is going to cancel out with the 1 in the denominator, and we'll get x minus 3, x plus 3 plus c times this x plus 3 quantity squared is going to cancel out, and we'll be left with x minus 3. Now we can select several x's that are convenient for us so that we can get rid of some of these unknown variables, a, b, or c. So a convenient x value would turn one of these quantities to 0. In this case, a convenient x value that we're going to choose is going to be x equal to 3. If we do this, we get 3 plus 4 is equal to a times 3 plus 3 quantity squared plus b times 3 minus 3 times 3 plus 3 plus c times 3 minus 3. We can notice that this term over here will go to 0, and this term over here will go to 0, leaving us with 7 equaling a times 36. From this, we are able to find that a is equal to 7 over 36. Another convenient value would be negative 3 in this case. That would turn these terms to 0. So if we select x equal to negative 3, we can find that negative 3 plus 4 is equal to a times negative 3 plus 3 squared plus b times negative 3 minus 3, negative 3 plus 3, plus c times negative 3 minus 3. So over here, we'll notice that this term over here goes to 0, and this term over here also goes to 0. So we get 1 is equal to negative 6c, or c is equal to negative 1/6. Now we're going to try finding this b term. What we're going to do is use the values that we found, such as the c value and this a value, to form an equation. So we have x plus 4 is equal to, we'll replace this a value with 7 over 36 times x plus 3 quantity squared plus b times x minus 3 x plus 3 plus, and we'll replace this value as well, negative 1/6 times x minus 3. So now we have to solve this equation for b. The way that we're going to approach this is by expanding out the terms, combining like terms, and setting the coefficients equal to each other. So we have x plus 4 is equal to 736 x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus b times x squared minus 9 minus 1/6 x plus 1/2. From here, we'll distribute these terms, and we get x plus 4 is equal to 736 x squared plus 7/6 x plus 7/4 plus bx squared minus 9b minus 1/6 x minus 1/2. We will now combine all of the like terms on the right and get 7 over 36 plus b, this quantity times x squared. We can find these two terms together to put it into here. We will then do the next ones, which have a common factor of x. So it'll be 7/6 minus 1/6 x plus all of the remaining terms that don't have any x's associated with them, which will be negative 9b minus 1/2 plus 7/4. Now, looking at the coefficient on the left side of x squared, we see that it's 0, and on the right side, it's 736 plus b. So we can set those coefficients equal to each other. So we get 0 is equal to 736 plus b. This gives us that b is equal to negative 736. So what we're able to do now is go back up to our initial decomposition and replace our a value, our b value, and our c value. So in the end, it's going to look like this. 736 over x minus 3 plus this b value, negative 736 over x plus 3 plus our c value, negative 1/6 over x plus 3 quantity squared. Now, this is very useful for integration because you'd be able to break down this very complicated fraction into something that is much easier to integrate. I hope this helped with partial fraction decomposition.